Welcome back, friend. This is the Fresh Princess of Email Marketing speaking, and you are listening to episode 8 of the Email Soundbooth podcast. Lucky me. Today, we're going over the 3 ways to repair a broken email list. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Okay, let's get it, baby. First thing you got to do, grow your email list. This should be your absolute number 1 priority. Your email list is mostly broken because it ain't fresh. How many people join your list in a week does not exceed how many people are leaving. Meaning, yeah, sure, you might have 5 people coming in every day, but then you've got, 50 leaving. The math ain't mathing. Email is like water. If water is stagnant, what do? You don't bleach the water. How do we fix the broken water, so to speak? You don't bleach it. We don't put chemicals in it. We try to get fresh water in, get it flowing again, right? You've got to grow to flow, babe. Quit settling for the same 300 people who you've launched 10 different versions of something to in the last 3 years. I say that with love, but I say that with seriousness. We cannot have the same people on our list for the last 3 years who've been through the last 10 pivots with us or whatever, right? If you've launched something, let's say 3, 4, 5 times, right? And you've gotten 0 to 2 sales each time, on a lucky launch. Yeah, the email list is broken, but you're launching to the same people who have already told you very clearly, I don't want this. I don't need this. You're not speaking my language, so to speak. So grow the email list. Find people who will buy your stuff. All right, the second thing you got to do is commit. You've got to commit to emailing your list once a week for 52 weeks. That's a year. Okay, fine. Take Christmas off, but commit. I know it's hard. I know, man. I know that I just had a typo in my mouth, but I know email doesn't have an immediate payoff the same way maybe selling a service in your DMs or on LinkedIn does. But I want you to think long term. Do you want to do what you're doing right now, like the same way you're doing it, the same way you're making money, the same way you're showing up on the internet, selling your products and services? Do you want to be doing that same thing in 5 years, 10 years? Take the freaking time to email your list once a week for a year. And I know some things will start moving for you in a forward and positive direction. Oh, and a money-making direction for that matter. No, if you're selling a service right now and you want to move into digital products, you're not going to just be able to, start selling to this broken email list, right? But you can start emailing, building that trust so that people will buy, your product or your service later from email. And it will be a lot easier than dealing with the feast and famine, the ebb and flow of referrals, etc. Side note, of course, don't forget about my email marketing membership. It's $9 a month, and I give you templates once a week to write your email list with the marketing, with the value add, with the sales strategy. All that's already built in the show notes. Just a side note. Pick it up if you want. All right, and the third thing you got to do, scrub your list. Get those people that ain't opening, get them out of here. Here's why. And I'd like to use, I call it my red flag analogy. And, whatever's crawling around on the internet, saying, oh, they opened, they didn't, all those spiders around there. They're reporting, I call them the internet gods, right? And every time, let's say, Joey, Lance, and Justin don't open up your email, they're shooting up a red flag to the internet gods. And if you keep sending those 3 people emails over and over and over, and they keep sending up those red flags, aka not opening, you're going to gather a lot of red flags, right? And once you get enough red flags, you're out of the game, right? So just for deliverability purposes alone, we don't want to send to people who are not opening. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, Liz, I worked so hard to get these 200 subscribers, these 1,000 subscribers, even these 5,000 subscribers. It took me 5 years. Now you're telling me I need to get rid of half of them? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I know, again, it's sort of cringe advice, but we don't want those red flags because what was the number one thing you got to do to repair your list? Grow your list. So let's say you've got, who did I say? Joey, Justin, and Lance. They're not opening your emails. Let's say JC wants to, you found JC, he's on your email list. But because those other three have been, sending up red flags, the internet gods say, oh, well, what Liz is sending is garbage. JC might have signed up, but we know better for JC. So we're just going to put Liz's email in spam. We're going to put it in the junk folder. We're going to put it in promotions, whatever, right? JC, you thought you were signing up for something good, but our records indicate it's not. So we're going to put this in junk for you, right? That's why we got to scrub our email list. And since our list is broken, we've committed to growing it, and we've committed to sending the emails once a week. I want you today, if you can, at all costs today, it'll take 20 minutes, go in to your service provider, whether you're using something like ConvertKit, that's what I use, or something else, and just straight delete those subscribers. Get rid of them today. I challenge you. And I also want you to set up an automation because your email list is broken. Again, because you've committed to growing it and we've committed to sending those once a week emails. Go in and set up an automation. Anyone that doesn't open in the first 14 days, they're out of there. We don't get 3 strikes. This is the first strike and you're out automatically. That way we can see something very helpful in fixing our broken email list. What is going on in the first 14 days? Are people actually opening? If you go and you look at that automation and you're getting, let's say you get 30 new subscribers and 20 of them, 2/3 of them don't open, then we know we have a first 14 days problem, right? We've got to relook at maybe our landing page, who's coming on, our way of getting subscribers, and our welcome sequence, right? But we can't know what's broken about our email list if we're not looking at that data, if we're not actively getting new subscribers, if we're not actively sending emails, and if we're not actively looking at who is not opening, right? And when they're not opening, when they fall off. So as we grow our list, we don't want to falsely believe that we're actually growing our list, right? So set up that automation, remove folks if they haven't opened in 2 weeks, and make sure you have an automation or a manual reminder to remove other cold subscribers, I'd say every 3 to 4 months. So 3-4 times a year. So your list won't break in the first place. All right. Those are the 3 ways you can repair a broken email list. Remember, grow the list as best you can so there's a steady stream of new, excited subscribers that are ready to read and ready to buy. Then commit to emailing those people once a week for a year. I mean it, a full year. You can do it. I can help if you need me to. And last, get people off your list that don't open, and do that as soon as possible. I'm Liz Wilcox. As always, come back to the review section of this podcast to let me know how today's episode has helped you. Happy emailing, my friend.